Hello and welcome back to our series of short videos, How to Do It Right, the SAP S/4HANA Project Handbook. This series is based on our book publication. We share practical experience and proven methods for successful SAP S/4HANA projects. Our goal is simple: take away the fear and bring clarity to you. My name is Lucas Röers, and this is the 5th episode. Today we talk about the right operations model for your brand new SAP application, SAP Cloud or not. In the upcoming videos, we will address topics like a practical guide, how to start an SAP implementation project, or the number of little details that might let your project collapse. In the first episodes, we looked at the wrong assumptions at the beginning of SAP projects, the practical choice between brownfield, greenfield, and bluefield, changing scope of SAP in the age of AI, and the question how to find some consulting friends for your journey. Today, we come to another central question. How should the future SAP system actually be operated? And let us be honest, in SAP's current strategy, RISE is no longer just one option among many. It is the operating model SAP clearly wants at the center. So the practical question is not whether SAP prefers RISE. The practical question is whether you should. And the biggest mistake in SAP operations is to ask, which cloud model sounds most modern? The real question is, which model gives you the most control, the lowest dependency, and the strongest options later on? In marketing language, RISE means simplification, one contract, faster transformation, and easier access to innovation. That is the promise. But commercially, RISE is also something else. A steering model that moves customers away from owned licenses and towards subscription revenue. SAP-led release logic and tighter dependence on SAP and the hyperscaler stack underneath. That does not automatically make it wrong, but it means RISE is not neutral. For some companies, RISE can still make sense. If your internal infrastructure and basis capabilities are weak, if your system landscape is messy, or if you need political momentum for the S4 move, RISE can reduce parts of the technical burden. But reducing infrastructure work is not the same as reducing governance work. Very often, you give away direct control and get back a more managed, but also more constrained operating model. The first major weakness is the operating model itself. In private cloud, many low-level tasks move behind tickets, SAP processes, and defined service boundaries. In customer feedback and forum discussions, the recurring complaint is always similar. You talk to SAP, SAP talks to the hyperscaler, and time is lost. OS-level tools, legacy interfaces, unusual admin tasks, and customer-specific technical work can become awkward very fast. And no, your SAP basis team does not disappear. Its role changes. It becomes more about governance, escalation, integration, and technical oversight. The second weakness is money. RISE looks neat in sales slides. But in practice, once you look closer, the price depends on several moving parts. User categories converted into full use equivalents, FUE. Negotiated package pricing instead of clear list prices, extra services, and platform components like BTP growth in data, transactions, integrations, and consumption documents, storage, compute, and now increasingly AI-related units as well. Cloud elasticity is elegant on the way up. On the way down, it is often much less elegant. And companies that never had to think hard about data volume suddenly discover that data has become a serious cost object. The third weakness is the gap between standard cloud theory and enterprise reality. Public cloud works best if you accept vanilla processes and SAP's release rhythm. Private cloud gives you more room, but not freedom from upgrades, testing effort, retrofit work, and integration pain. Old custom code, shop floor links, archives, printers, OS scripts, and special interfaces do not disappear because a slide says clean core. This is exactly where many projects become expensive, not in the promise, in the exceptions. Now let us talk about innovation. SAP speaks a lot about innovation, but much of what customers see in recent years is cloud packaging, platform packaging, and acquisitions. The real speed today comes from AI models, agent platforms, specialist SaaS tools, and data products around the ERP core. That is why the smarter architectural picture is often this: SAP for stable transactions, AI outside SAP for intelligence, speed, and user productivity, and BTP. Strategically, it matters, but in daily customer life, it often first appears as middleware, developer space, and a new meter for more cloud spend. This gets worse, because almost every software vendor now wants to sell you another cloud. And every additional SaaS product means more interfaces, more identity management, more monitoring, more audits, more contracts, and more security discussions. SAP in the cloud does not remove that complexity. It often adds another layer to it. Shared responsibility remains shared responsibility. And there is another risk that deserves much more attention: data sovereignty. RISE private cloud is typically built on hyperscaler infrastructure. In practice, that often means infrastructure operated by large American cloud providers. Even when the data sit in Europe, that does not automatically remove the sovereignty problem. The real question is not only where the server is located. The real question is who can ultimately be compelled, who controls the keys, who sees the metadata, and which foreign legal reach or political pressure can still apply. For sensitive industries, public sector bodies, critical infrastructure, or companies with genuine sovereignty requirements, that is not a legal footnote. It is a board-level risk. And if transatlantic relations ever harden further through sanctions, trade conflict, export controls, or other political escalation, the ERP operating model can suddenly become a sovereignty problem, not just an IT problem. So, if you seriously consider RISE, check the hard points before you sign. Demand a real roles and responsibilities matrix. Demand clear SLAs and escalation paths. Inventory every interface, OS dependency, archive, printer, batch process, and security connection before migration. Model the 5-year cost case, including growth in data, environments, messages, and BTP services. Design the upgrade and testing model early. Check data residency, legal access exposure, encryption key ownership, and your real sovereignty requirements early. Keep strong internal bases, security, architecture, and integration leadership. And define your exit scenario before go live, not after disappointment. And yes, alternatives still exist, especially if sovereignty and direct control matter more than fashion. Running S4 in your own data center can still be rational, where control, compliance, predictability, and sovereignty matter most. Managed hosting or running directly on a hyperscaler without RISE can also be the cleaner compromise if you want less SAP steering and clearer responsibility lines. Less SAP steering, more architectural freedom, and clearer responsibility lines. These models are less fashionable, but in some cases, they are easier to govern. My conclusion is therefore straightforward. Do not treat RISE as the default just because SAP wants it at the center. Treat it as one operating model with real advantages, real traps, and real dependency costs. Choose it only if the business case is strong, the governance is hard, and the exit is clear, and the sovereignty risk is genuinely acceptable. Otherwise, the smarter move may be to keep SAP smaller, keep control closer, and keep as much future innovation as possible outside the ERP core. Stay tuned. In the upcoming videos, we will use hints how to start fast with your project and how not to forget all the other topics which might jeopardize your project as well. This is all to help you to win the race. And this all is to the unsung heroes of transformation, project leaders who have navigated the stormy seas of deadlines, scope changes, and midnight deployments with unwavering resolve. Thank you for your interest. Hope to see you soon. Please do not miss the next part of our journey to smart SAP projects. Goodbye. Lukas Röhrs. And if you can't wait until the next episode starts and you'd like to find out more about how to make sure your SAP project is on the right track, have a look at our new book. It is available on Amazon.com now.